when I'm talking to a Mormon about praying about Mormonism and Joseph Smith claims, the problem is that the Bible clearly states there's only one God. Isaiah said, before me there's no God formed, neither shall be after me. He goes on to say, there is no other God, I know not any. And yet the Mormon wants me to pray and get a testimony for Joseph Smith, who claimed at one time that I'm going to tell you how God came to be God, and the world has assumed God was God from all eternity. I'm going to refute that idea. So I don't need to pray about what Joseph Smith said on the basis of what Isaiah said. I already know God revealed there's no God before him, there won't be any after. Then for Joseph Smith to say, I'm going to tell you how God came to be God, then we know Joseph Smith cannot be a prophet of God. And the Mormon says you have to pray about these things, and you get this by divine revelation that it's true. And I point out to him, yes, but the polygamists all pray about their leaders, and they all come up with different answers of who's a true prophet. So obviously prayer itself is not sufficient to make sure that you haven't allowed your own prejudices to guide what you felt was what God was directing you to do. And so that's why we have the Bible. That is God's yardstick. No matter how I feel about something, I have to use the yardstick to see if what I'm thinking is a direction from God is really direction. So if someone says, let's rob the bank and give the money to the poor, I don't need to pray about it because God already said, thou shalt not steal. Therefore, my yardstick says, anybody comes along later on and says, we're going to go rob the bank for a good purpose, you know they can't be from God. And by that same theory, I look at Joseph Smith's doctrine on God and I say, well, it doesn't square with Isaiah, therefore he cannot be a prophet of God. So, but for the Mormon, they don't want to make evidence or a test of any kind of specific items where you could delineate who and who is not a prophet of God. They want to base it all on feeling and not face the fact that there are people with feelings in every movement that have equal conviction that what they're doing is true. And so they just block that out of their mind. And the common refrain a Mormon will give is, well, you wouldn't go ask a Chevy dealer about the Ford. And I'm saying, no, of course you would. Of course you would. You would want to know what the Ford dealer would tell you about the Chevy. You would compare what the two companies said. Everyone knows in today's advertising the guy selling you the product's not the one most likely to tell you the defects. And so it is in religion. The prophet in a new religion is not the guy that's going to tell you the defects in a product. You got to ask people that have tested the product and say, nope, doesn't work, you don't want to buy one of those. So I see myself as part of the Better Business Bureau of testing religions. The tobacco company did not come forward to tell us it can cause cancer. It was forced into that admission by people that got cancer. Mormonism, in the same vein, is not going to tell you there's defects in their product. They have a reason to get you to buy the product. And so they are going to advertise the problems and failures in it. And that's why the people that see the danger of the product come forward and say, whoa, wait a minute, guys, you need to really take a second look at this and make sure you're really getting what you're bargaining for. If an insurance agent comes to you and tells you, I have a policy that if you buy this policy, you break an arm, we'll pay you $1 million. Now that's a better offer than the guy down the street's going to give you in his insurance plan. The question is not who is offering the most. The question is how valid is the company and do they really pay that claim they're promising on. So if Joseph Smith doesn't meet the test of a prophet, it doesn't matter if he's going to promise you godhood. If he can't deliver, it doesn't matter what the promise is. So we have to go back to the Better Business Bureau, look at the Bible, what did it tell us about prophets, what do they teach, does that square with what Joseph Smith said? And if it doesn't, then you say, hey, he can't be a prophet of God. 2 and 2 makes 4. The Mormons are trying to sell us that 2 and 2 makes 5. You just have to look at the facts and you can see it doesn't add up. But the Mormon always refers to it. But I prayed about it, so I know it's true. It's all based on feeling. If they can keep you to, get you to the point of disconnect on evidence, on testing, on any sense of reality to the truth claims of this outfit, they can get you on feelings. Oh yeah, I went to church, they were all real sweet and nice to me, and they had a nice family, and they had a good family home evening. They must be true. But nowhere is the Bible give that as the way you test truth.
Thanks.